Nababitsi babo.
Something like that.
Yeah. That was kind of special, really. Is that an ode or a mockery? I'd say ode.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the intent. It's definitely a tribute, I'd say.
Yeah. I meant it to be a tribute.
That's the thing. It's like you're not allowed to do tributes if you're not good.
Yeah.
People don't allow it, you know. Then they think you're mocking it
because it sounds disrespectful.
Yeah, exactly. Even if your heart is good, you're like, no, I want to like. I love that movie. I love the culture around. You know, like I'm gonna like that clip of the white lady singing it. Her heart's in the right place.
Yeah, just not her vocal cords, not her song.
But because she doesn't pull it off, you know, in a way that people like, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But she's like thinking like, no, I'm from my soul singing this. I'm on the plains of Africa singing this.
Yeah. I just imagine her coming out of the dressing room in a dashiki, and then like the director was like, whoa.
Go put the white polo back on.
Yeah, dude, I get what you're doing, but we're already on the edge right now having you sing this.
But we needed you because called out sick.
Now go change. I get it. No. I get it. Yes, you're the star of the show. Just go, please, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Yeah, that's such a funny, wild thing to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just and you know what I mean?
You know.
Yeah. I'll tell you, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a mockery because, like you were saying, it's like so terrible. Like a bad idea.
Right.
One Christmas Eve, we're at the church service, and I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to my brother-in-law, Jimmy. And the lights go down. A video's coming on. Okay, so it's video
Classic.
time. I'm curious.
Candlelight service.
Yeah. They usually have some like quick 3-minute emotional fucking... Some like guy lost his daughter and found Jesus in like the same year or whatever.
Exactly.
And then, whatever. So the thing starts and immediately I could tell it's going to be boring. So I go back to talking to Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
And pretty soon it gets quiet and I hear the worst rendition of Silent Night I've ever heard. And I'm like, it's so bad. And I'm like looking around. Like, we should be booing. I know it's church, but we should boo. It's that bad, right? And I, like, lean down the aisle, and I go, she sucks. And then my wife hits me, right? She's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, what? Like, this is the worst shit ever. And my wife goes, she's deaf. She learned how to sing by touching the piano and learning
oh my god
the chord frequencies. And it's like you never know.
Right.
You never fucking know.
Yeah.
Is it a tribute or a mockery?
Exactly. Like in that case, again,
mockery.
Heart in the right place.
Yeah. But still,
unfortunate circumstances.
No one wants to hear you sing 9 at night. Well, like, what's 9 at night?
Right,
we don't know when the Lord was born. But that's you can learn how to hit the pitch, but you can't learn an S.
Yeah.
night.
I mean, I can imagine.
She hit the T.
Yeah, because if you're deaf, how do you ever know that even if you're touching the thing, how do you know that you're sounding like?
That's what I'm saying.
You have no frame of reference for any kind of sound ever.
Yeah.
And you're like, the vibrations.
You hit it. You hit it.
Yeah.
You have to have someone going.
Yeah, I guess if you have a coach, you could be like,
yeah, like
more pressure.
Yeah.
However,
like go up and you're like tighter and
yeah.
Throat.
More air, like more air.
Yeah.
Just like, how do you teach that? You got to sign it.
You can't teach these
more
people.
Air.
Yeah. I'm not apologizing for that one either. You know.
I mean, it's an honest mistake. I will say, the
Teaching
deaf woman
to sing
was brave to do it, knowing that she doesn't know what she sounds like.
Well, she also isn't going to hear any of the criticisms. So who fucking cares? Is she really taking a risk? If I couldn't hear my wife nag, I would get away with
that's true, because
so
everyone
more.
who's gonna be able to communicate with her through sign language will tell her she did a good job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like feminists. They all stick together, even if they say, I want to see one deaf guy who hates the Uncle Tom of deaf guys. He hates all the other deaf guys.
True. I went to school with a deaf girl, and
these guys are all retarded. They all. You're like, whoa, Denny, chill.
I've made that mistake before with I didn't make a joke, but I told a story about something I thought was funny that a blind person did, and my friend I didn't know he's like, what's so funny about that? And I was like, I mean, it's just like,
you can't see
the blind, it was a clip where on After Arthur back in the day, like old school TV, where it was a school for the blind, and they were making cookies, and they would like smash the cookie dough onto the trays so that they could hear that they were hitting the thing, and so it's like splatters of cookies, and they're just like king king king.
Got it. Yeah.
And so my sister,
and if they missed, then what?
And my sister,
they're gonna go find it.
We used to think it was hilarious as kids, right? And so, because it come out with all these splattery cookies.
Just the concept of blind kids making cookies is funny.
And there's a way to do it where it's not just splattery. There was like
feel the edge of the pan.
Yeah, or roll it into a ball.
Yeah.
But my sister texted me and reminded me of it, and I'm sitting next to my friend, and then I tell him that whole thing about the clip, and he's like, "What's so funny about that?" And I was like, what I just said, the splattery, just the idea. And then he's like, well, my brother's blind. And I was like,
does he make cookies?
You have a brother? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. But
he was that ashamed of his blind brother.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a brother. And he had he was someone who was had all the conditions and has lived in the hospital ever since they were born. That's his brother. And I'm just like, oh, I mean, what do you say after that? I just told a whole story about how I thought this thing was funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then you're like, nothing?
No, but I was like, I did the wrong thing probably, and I was unapologetic.
That's not the wrong thing. That's what I would have done.
Well, I mean, I was a kid. I thought it was funny. Whatever. Just kind of get a little defensive, but not be like, oh, sorry, man. I didn't know.
What other shit can I make fun of?
Yeah.
That's so funny. People, why would you hold that ace in your sleeve?
I know. I'm like,
does it make you feel good?
I didn't
Rodney?
even know you had a brother, and we've been living together for a year.
The fact that they're blind isn't the funny thing. That'd be a weird thing to laugh at. They're blind.
Yeah, exactly.
Never see.
Yeah, it's the whole scenario playing out.
Making cookies, and then the worst technique available.
Yeah.
You could just, like you said, roll it into a ball.
Yeah.
But these blind kids are just winging spoonfuls of cookie dough.
They're
hoping to hit the pan.
Exactly. And they're they know they've made it by the sound of the spoon hitting the pan.
Doink.
Yeah.
Doink.
That's how I know I'm making cookies.
Shit.
Because it's king, king, king.
And then when you hear you're like, fuck.
I missed.
And you have to miss what 3
and then you're just like
eyes rolled back.
That's how they look, you know.
Not all of them. Some of them have like the fucking.
The ones in this one look like that.
Wow. Were they real? And they were real people, or was this a cartoon as well?
It was a school. No, it was real people. School for the blind.
School for the blind.
But yeah, it could happen to anybody, you know. Like it happens to you. It happens to me. It happens to the lady who's singing. Like it sounds like she's making fun of something.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like I was making fun of blind people.
Yeah.
I wasn't. You were making fun of the deaf lady, but you didn't know she was deaf. You know, like these things happen.
Accidentally treated her equal for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
I treated her like I would have gotten treated.
Exactly.
If I would have sang.
Exactly.
This fucker can't keep a tune.
These things happen.
Yeah, they do. And our hearts are in the right place.
You know, is this lady racist? Maybe.
Probably.
Are we bigots? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Are we ableists? Maybe.
What is that? They believe in Abe Lincoln?
No, they're the ones who think you can't make fun of people with disabilities. Ableist. Because you're able and they're disabled.
Oh.
You never heard that?
No. Wouldn't they call that disabled phobia or something? Like
they call it ableist.
It's just ableist
because we're able and they're disabled.
Okay. I'd rather...
I don't make these things up.
Okay. Well, I'm an ableist then because I'm able.
Because you said that thing about the deaf lady. You're ableist. I said the thing about the blind people. I'm ableist.
Dude.
She's saying that thing. She's racist.
Yeah, I'm not saying it because she's deaf. I'm saying it because she can't sing, and just like me.
These are the rules. I don't make them up.
I know. But that's not ableist, is what I'm saying. No way.
It is. Those
if I was
thoughts
like,
are ableist. You think she can't sing because you can.
Because I can't.
Because you can recognize people who can.
I
are you
can't
a musical
sing.
genius? You ableist piece. You know, like that.
First of all, I am a musical genius.
These are the rules. I don't make them up. I just enforce them.
You make them up.
Yeah, your intentions are all that matter. And if you know that you would treat a deaf person the same way you would treat a non-deaf person, and if I know I would treat a blind person similarly to how I would treat a non-blind person, then, you know, that's all that matters.
It all balances out.
Yeah.
That lady did, she could wail, though. She did have pipes.
Yeah.
She could sing.
Right.
No one's mad at her, I don't think. Are they?
I just think that
they're making fun of her.
They think it's cringy. Yeah.
It would be cringy if she couldn't sing. That would be hilarious. If she got up there, couldn't hold a tune.
I think they think it's cringy in the same way that, like, if you did blackface, it would be cringy.
Well, what if you looked good? Like, what if you looked amazing in blackface?
I think they'd still still be a group of people who were like, hey.
Sure.
I mean, most people would.
Sure. Small. No. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. Everybody fucking loved it.
That's true. It's a good example.
If you make it, it's a good example. But if you make it work, like if you make it look good, you can't look like Ted Danson. Remember when he did it when he was married to Whoopi Goldberg? Fucking painted himself like a slave. And I was like, what the fuck? And then he got canceled, and then later, you know, did this.
Who? Ted Danson?
Ted Danson.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
Then Jimmy Kimmel did it.
I mean,
I've
heard about that.
Yeah.
They don't let him forget it.
Yeah,
all
but he's
liberals,
fine.
Sarah Silverman, they don't let him forget it.
Right.
It's like, oh, you wanted to do something? Remember when you did blackface?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you have a new TV show? Well, remember when you did blackface?
Yeah. That's like just rubbing it in. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
there's a select group of people who can be openly racist, and they're like, oh, we'll just zing you for it for life as you continue to make millions.
Yeah. But you think that other people who done blackface, I feel like everyone who does blackface is okay. Is still okay. Who's really getting canceled for blackface? Like, that was the only thing they did, and now they're gone.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Blackface is like one of the only social sins that you can be forgiven for, I feel like.
Trudeau, even, he got elected president.
That's what I'm saying.
Or whatever the fuck he is.
It's like the only social sin you can commit where you'll be forgiven. But we'll just remind you, you might be a little racist.
You did blackface.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
It's just like a stain that you have to wear, but it's not like you can't come out and hang out anymore.
Right. Would you ever... Okay, you're famous. Would you rather be caught for blackface, like a blackface debacle, or soliciting a prostitute?
Blackface. Was it like in my past blackface, or is it like I did it recently?
Fairly recently. And it was like...
Then I'm going to do prostitute.
Okay.
Because it's more accepted nowadays. If that was like more recent, like the public perception of like sex work, it feels like, is more like...
Accepting.
Even like, yeah, I'm
you got a prostitute.
I'm an asshole.
So what?
But like, you know,
So
I can still run for Congress.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm running for Congress.
Yeah. Which leads me to this announcement.
Levi Garcia. A Mexican you can count on. Yeah, you can't do blackface.
No.
And really, who wants to?
I don't.
It's not cool. It's not like fake tan. Like, oh, you went a little over in the fake tan. It's like... You put shoe polish on your face, fucker. Like, that's just a smack.
Yeah.
You know, that's...
It's like you used a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Like,
it took a while.
Yeah.
You thought this out.
Not
and
even an actual skin tone. It's just black.
You saw it out to the finish, and that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Number one.
You got to be a politician to do stuff like that, I feel like. To be like, if I'm going to be somebody, I'm going to be them. I'm going to embody them. Yeah. Like, it's like you know, like you're a politician if you're like, I will possess them.
They will possess
constituents
are in me, and I in them.
Yeah. That's why it's politicians and celebrities.
And then they come out and they're like, we're for better transit. And
yeah.
behind closed doors, it's like, we're one.